Hey gang, Drex here from DrexFactor.com, and today I wanted to talk with you a bit about turning your body with your props. For those of us who don't have a background in dance, this is one of those things that can seem like black magic at first. It certainly was to me when I started to dance. Part of the issue here is that learning to spin props teaches us some bad habits that make turning your body more difficult, and it takes some time to retrain our bodies how to move. Let's take a look at several techniques that can help get those bodies to spin. Before we dive in, I just want to take a moment to give a shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk Spinballs and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can visit them all on the web by following the links down in the description of this video. Now, on with the show. First off, I want to identify the source of the problem that many of us who started on the prop spinning side of things have in making turns. It's really simple. We're used to letting our hands lead the way on everything. It's very easy to spin our props from a place where our hands are doing all the work and our bodies just stay riveted in place. When we try to turn, we naturally start by trying to lead our arms where we want to go, but our bodies don't follow, or even worse, actively work against the turn. The result is messy, slow, and tends to compromise our planes. I've already done a video on different exercises to get your feet moving, but turning is a slightly different, though related endeavor. Our big challenge is to start to learn to let our body, core, and feet guide us where we want to go. There's an idea I'm going to plant early on here that is super important and only gets more important the deeper you get into turns, and that's spotting. No matter where you turn, you want to point your head where you want your body to line up. If you watch dancers very carefully, you'll notice that no matter what kind of turn they're executing, they almost always isolate their head in space to guide the rest of their body where they want it to go. Let's work on getting that ingrained in our bodies. For our first exercise, try holding your arms behind your back and imagining a line drawn in the ground and place both feet on this line. You're going to step along the line by swinging one foot out and around to turn your whole body around to face the opposite direction. The movement will actually start with your head turning just a hair of a second before the rest of your body. Remember, spotting. It's critical that as you make this turn, you're giving yourself some upward momentum and pivoting on the ball of that foot still touching the ground. Think that this turn is all about moving your hips. They initiate and complete this move. Continue to move along the line, turning the same way each time. This will mean you turn inward towards the line with one foot and outward away from the line with the other foot. Switch off which foot is doing what so you can get a feel for turns in both directions. Now you can try this again, but with your prop. Start off easy with just some simple reel turns. No need to get complicated with the prop just yet. Remember to initiate this movement with your hips. Let your prop spin on autopilot while you get a feel for it. Once this gets to feel more comfortable, try doing a variety of different tricks as you turn. Just remember to always make sure that it's your hips doing the work. Your hands should follow, not lead. This is called a chaudary turn. There's a variation on this turn that I'm fond of using in my own spinning, called a soutenus. For this turn, you're going to spot in the direction that you're traveling in. Start with your feet together and bend one knee as the other leg extends and reaches out to the side. Bring your body over the extended leg, pushing your momentum straight up till you're on your tiptoes and around as your other foot comes to touch your standing leg's ankle. Quickly respot and come off your tiptoes onto both feet and do a plie as your lead foot slides out and around to step to the side once again. Repeat as necessary. You should find with this style of turning that your hips move in a U shape with wide round valleys and short high peaks. I love doing this step with anti-spin and in-spin flowers, walking around a stage with it. Okay, so now that we have a couple different basic turns under our belts, how about that holy grail of turns for flow artists, the pirouette? Quick word on this type of turn. Lots of people use the word pirouette to generically describe any turn that takes the body 360 degrees around or more. And at least in the dance world, they're wrong. Pirouettes refer specifically to a type of turn wherein the dancer is not traveling. That is, they remain in the same spot on the stage. The leg they are turning on is extended on their tiptoes, and the leg they aren't standing on is held in passe. That is, it is touching the knee of the standing leg. If the turn you're doing doesn't match all three of these criteria, it is not a pirouette. So how to train pirouettes? This is the technique that I was taught, which is great for learning jazz pirouettes. Start with feet in parallel and knees bent. One foot is forward and the other is back. You'll want the arm over the forward leg pointed out to the side and the other arm pointed straight forward. Now extend and step up onto the forward leg and place your entire body in a straight line above it. Your rear leg will get tucked under your body and held against the standing leg's knee. Your arms should close in first position, basically making a small ring in the front of your body. Reach the tucked leg forward and come down with each leg slightly bent. Again, the arm above the forward leg points out to the side and the arm above the rear leg points straight forward. Practice stepping like this, pausing at the top position for a couple seconds each time. You want to be able to hold your balance here and keep your body as one elongated line above your toes. When you've got this part down, it's time to actually turn with it. Now, when you go up, spot a quarter turn away from the arm out to the side and use the momentum of that arm coming in to help turn your whole body in that direction. Then, step down. Next, spot and use that momentum to take your whole body a half turn and step down. Spot and use that momentum to take your body 3/4 of a turn and step down. Then, spot and use that momentum to take your body a full turn around and step down. Then, work your way back down again. 3/4, 1/2, and 1/4. What you're learning from this exercise is control, to keep your body centered during the turn and to have control over how far you go and where you're going to land. This exercise can be really challenging at first, but it's the best exercise I've found to develop tight control over your pirouettes. Once these feel comfortable, you can try pirouettes with a variety of moves, including corkscrews, extensions, and anti-spin flowers. Of course, while pirouettes are challenging, they're merely one possibility for turns with props. Among the many others include piqué turns, barrel rolls, and fouettes. It should also be said that there are exceptions to the rule of always spotting with your head first when you go into a turn. One technique that's popular in the hip-hop and breakdancing world is to deliberately twist up your lower body, reaching out with one foot and then unwinding the rest of the body behind it. I use this a lot with windmills and it's got a pretty cool effect to it. Again, we're barely scratching the surface of what's possible with these moves. If you're interested in exploring the dance world further, you should find a local studio and take classes, but hopefully I've at least given you some ideas or places that you can explore. Thanks for watching and enjoy the flow. If you like this video, please give it a like or subscribe to help my channel grow. Special thanks to all of my awesome backers on Patreon. You guys are the ones that make these videos possible. If you're not a current backer and would like to support the work that I do, please visit patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi. Thanks again, and peace.